real. That's real power. Because right now, the land that we stand on is owned by the elite, the royal family. And when you pay your tax, the tax goes back to the same people that are part of that same family. The elite. Go on, brother.
The scripture said the Lord stretches out the heavens.
Yes.
You know, so our power, our kingdom is gonna go beyond the planet Earth, man.
Yeah.
Different planets.
Yeah.
You know, Esau knows about them. Try to study them and see what's going on about them and all that stuff, man.
Yeah.
But that's as far as they can go, man.
Yeah.
Esau was given the rule, power over the earth.
Yeah.
You know, anything outside of the earth, man.
They
It's
said
not for
that.
them, man.
Yeah.
In my father's house, there's many mansions.
Yeah. If I could just add
John 14.
Yeah, Esau says that he's found about 400,000.
And brother, I don't cut you.
Yeah, go on.
Keep your point. So if we're gonna own lands, what does that also mean? We're gonna own people.
Yeah.
Because every kingdom, I'm gonna let you talk, brother. Because every kingdom, right, that was on the earth had slaves or had servants. All right. So when the kingdom of heaven is set up, the kingdom of Israel is set up. Aren't we gonna have servants? You damn right.
That's right.
Go on, brother.
Yeah,
You say something.
4,000 exoplanets.
Oh, yeah.
They call them exoplanets.
Yeah.
Since 1994, one of them dates. But they've been finding 4,000 exoplanets since 1942. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the new planets that.
They've found out.
Yeah, and that's according to their science.
And really, Esau don't know too much. Really, he just know about what the Most High revealed unto him. He don't really know what's out there, but we're gonna know the fullness of what the Most High has created.
Because Jeremiah 1 says, if heaven above can be measured, then will I cast off the seed of Israel, man. So you can't measure it, man. At one point, I believe scientists says that the universe keeps expanding.
Yeah, they do.
You know,
Because how are you going to measure something that you never created?
Exactly.
This universe is beyond Esau. You know, you can never measure it. This science, this earth, this universe, the galaxies goes beyond Esau's technology. Yeah, technology is man-made anyway, man. But this galaxy is not man-made.
Yep.
How the hell can you use something man-made to measure something that wasn't made by no man?
Yeah.
It's God made.
It wasn't no man made it. You know, so it's beyond your understanding.
God.
But what I want to say was I have rulership over 5 cities. We're in a city right now. It's a London city.
Yeah.
Look how big it is. Like even right now, when you look around you, like
It's huge, yeah.
it's big, man. Look how many houses, properties, parks, trees. You know, birds, animals, people. You're gonna be the owner of that. This is one city.
And that's just one city,
That's one city. 5, 10 cities.
That's
man.
what I'm talking about.
That's power. That's trade. You're the ultimate businessman. All these corporations and businesses that exist just within this one city, man. Corporations.
And guess what? And hold on to what you're gonna say. I want to say one thing, because see what's gonna happen. We're also gonna have a system too. You see how we have to pay taxes, right? Guess what? The other nations, they have to pay their tithes, their 10% to us.
Oh yeah, what's that scripture where it says the first of their fruits or the first of their harvest?
Yeah.
They're supposed to bring it to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so when they harvest, when the best of what they produce, when it's coming to us, man.
It's coming to us, yeah.
So we're gonna have a lot. We're gonna be like real rich men, man. Rich men. Because think about it, if you have all these businesses, right? All these corporations within how much cities you have, just one city, just one city alone. All that money is coming to you.
Yep.
All of that profit you're making off of that profit.
Exactly.
You're getting a cut, more than a cut. That's all coming to you.
Yeah, and that's
So
why
a lot. You're getting a lot of wealth, man. You know,
And-
so much so that you probably gonna set up little puppets like little minions or like taskmasters over your shit, because you're not gonna be able to handle it. Well, you could, but you're not gonna do that. Like even like the top businessmen, they leave like assistant managers and supervisors in charge of this shit.
Yeah.
And then the top boss,
and he also have gatekeepers too.
Yeah, the top boss just goes and does his thing. but then he leaves certain people in charge to handle and run his shit. So that's how it's gonna be.
The CEO, he comes, clicks a few buttons and signs a few forms and goes and plays golf. And he's the one that gets the bonus at the end of it.
And while he's sleeping in bed, he's making money while he's sleeping.
He's making money, man. He's going out doing his thing with women or whatever. He's making money. Like, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, like I said, that's serious business.
Yeah. So we're gonna be I don't cut you, brother. We're gonna be the new poshman on the block.
That's right.
We're gonna be the new royal family. We're gonna be the new the DuPonts and the Gettys, but we're gonna live better than them.
Yeah.
We're gonna live far more better than them.
Attend like special meetings.
Yeah.
Special meetings. We're not gonna be there every time little something goes down. That's for the little minor managers or supervisors to go to attend to that.
Right.
We're only gonna attend special meetings where important decisions have to be made.
Yep.
That's when that
come
top
together.
boss appears on the scene. You know what I'm saying? Like our presence is gonna be known that way. You know what I'm saying? So that's when we're gonna get that respect. You know what I'm saying? So
because in the business world, even in Esau's world, they have different business structures, man. They've got laissez-faire, authoritative, father-son figure, and the laissez-faire is like, oh, it's just a business, do what you want, you know, once you reach the targets. But then the authoritative structure is where the top man will set the requirements, he'll go away, and then when he comes back, you better have met those requirements, otherwise you're out. And as the elder was saying, that's how it's going to be with us, man. We just going to come, set the tone, and then come back to hear the report, man.
Right.
You know,
that's it.
That's it going to be in the kingdom.
What did Yahweh share that parable, man? I believe it's the same parable of the talents where he said, I reap where I've not sowed.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But even with Moses, like when Moses was in charge of all Israel, I think it was, who is it? Was it his father-in-law?
Jethro.
He said, it's too much labor for you. So appoint like the wisest, like the most prudent of all men among Israel, and make them handle all the matters. But the most important matters,
Bring it to him.
bring it to Moses.
Captains of 100, captains of 50s.
There you go.
Captains of 10s.
There you go.
Because and you know what too what's heavy about it, based on what we're talking about, we're already doing that now, even while in captivity. Because you got brothers that are head over other camps, form of government or society. You have to have structure. If everybody's on the same level, position wise, you're gonna have chaos. Let's call it for what it is. We're gonna have chaos, man. You know, go on, brother.
This is Isaiah 60:9. So it says, surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from afar, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of the Lord thy power, and the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee.
Yeah, read that again.
This is Isaiah 60:9. Surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first.
Yeah, so what that goes into, you're going to have other nations that are going to be shipped from one place to another to bring their goods to build up Jerusalem. So in other words, if you own land, you're going to have ownership of people. It's just natural. Every empire had ownership of people. So it's not going to be no different than any other empire. Now, the only difference with our empire is going to last forever.
That's right.
Because the laws of life are going to be instituted on the planet. Go on.
To bring thy sons from afar, their silver and their gold with them.
Right, to bring thy sons from afar. So we're literally going to have slave ships set up. You're gonna have nations going from one end of the earth to another end of the earth, so that they can build our society up, just like how we built Great Britain up, just like how we built America up. Right. You know, we were taken from West Africa, certain parts of Europe, because they like to say, well, Jake came from Africa only, but when you do the research, a lot of Jakes, the first slaves, the first so-called black slaves, I call it, came from Europe, came from Spain and Portugal. So we're going to do the same thing to them. What's going to happen is we're going to take them from where they're dwelling in, and they're going to be shipped over to Jerusalem, and they're going to make Jerusalem a holy city. That's what's going to happen. You're going to have slave ships. The only difference, we're not going to be on them slave ships. The other nations are going to be on them slave ships. I'm going to turn this around so you brothers can see.
That's going to be amazing. Imagine that.
All of these other nations, and the number one slave on the planet is going to be Esau. He's going to be the main one on them slave ships, right? Wherever they're scattered abroad in, and they're going to be put in that work.
That's right.
for years, for 1,000 years straight. We've been putting in work for 400 years.
Yep.
Double that bad boy. They gonna be putting in work.
Yep.
Going, brother, and they better be doing it right too, because I got homes. I have ideas of what my house is gonna be like, and they better make my house the way I want it to be. Going, brother. They better get them. They gonna get them stones that I want, and they gonna build that house the way I want, the way I envision the house to be.
That's right.
Going, brother.
Because it took Solomon 7 years to build a temple, and 14 years to build his own house, man. You know.
So he had bigger aspirations than the Lord, man. The Messiah said, only 7 years. He said, my house is bigger than that.
Twice as much, man.
14.
That's crazy, man.
And when you actually, matter of fact, let's go into it briefly. Go on,
so like at that time, Solomon paid the men to build his house, man. This time we're gonna have everybody that's gonna be alive at that time, man. They are coming straight to labor, man.
Yeah.
So
Straight to
it
labor.
might not take us 14 years. You know, might not take us for the level of intelligence that we're gonna have, the super bodies and power that we're gonna have,
and the inventions we're gonna have as well,
you know,
to make things work quicker.
And the fact that we're gonna gather up everybody on the planet and straight to the kingdom to come and build up the kingdom, man. You know, everything will be moving quickly, man. You know, everything will be moving quickly, man.
But the thing is, we're not going to use our spiritual power to build anything.
Yeah, because
you were talking about it over the phone.
You talk about it, brother. Yeah.
The fact that prophecy has to be fulfilled. There's a reason why these things are written down in scripture.
Yeah.
The heathens have a punishment to fulfill.
Right.
They have to be punished for what they've done to us. Okay, which means they have to serve slavery. Alright, we're not going to lift a finger, even though we have the power to do it within a second. Right? Because we created everything.
Yes.
We're the Alahayim.
Yep.
When it says the powers in the beginning, the Alahayim created the heavens and the earth. We created everything. And it's got say it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. We're gonna have that same power as we had in the beginning. So we won't even need the heathens to create everything, to create our houses. It shows you that in X-Men, that they could lift up certain materials and just create things.
Yeah.
You know that movie. You know the X-Men with the movie where the first X-Men, the first one, he was blue.
Apocalypse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Apocalypse one.
Yeah.
He was like an Egyptian god, and when you watch the movie, he was like some Egyptian. He recreated Egypt, the pyramid and everything, just like that. He was standing at a distance with his little group of X-Men, and he just did his hands like that and recreated the whole
Manipulate
Egypt,
the matter, yeah.
just like that. That's the power we gonna have.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna use that power because the prophecy has to be fulfilled.
Yeah.
They have to serve.
Yep.
So that's on them. So we're gonna sit back and let them take however long it's gonna take. 30, 50 years. They're gonna sweat, they're gonna bleed, they're gonna die. They're gonna have diseases, and we're gonna watch back with a smile on our face.
That's right.
And they're gonna build.
And they're gonna build, man. They're gonna build. And that's when we're gonna take a pleasure. It's gonna go down on the hieroglyph, it's gonna go down in history.
Yep.
Right? So that's funny. As our scripture said, it's our time of rest.
Yeah.
So how can we be working? How can we be resting if we're working, man?
Yeah.
Because back in Egypt as well, what did they do? They said make bricks without no straw, man.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do the same thing to them, man. Make the task harder for them,
Yep.
and be like, well, you better meet the deadline, boy.
Yep.
You know, because what they did to us, we're gonna do to them.
Exactly. And like you said, they didn't care. Like what you just said on how we're not gonna care if they're sick. They did the same thing to us. You got a lot of jakes in the NHS hospital, hurting, man, sick, and they still gotta go to work. So we're gonna do the same thing to them.
It's crazy, man. When you think about it sometimes, man.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers coming. Second Ezra 13. It says some were glad, some were sorry, and some were bound. You know, so it's probably all this is all slave labor, man.
Yeah, pretty much. It's all slave labor. Yeah.
Everybody, man.
Yeah.
And then the children that are gonna be born after them, you know, all coming straight to work.
Yep.
Straight out of work move.
Basically, yeah. That's how it is now. As soon as you're born, you have to go straight to work. But that's how it's gonna be.
Born in your job, man.
Because when they do their slave movies and that, they talk about us how we're born slaves, man.
Yeah.
You know, we're not born slaves. We're born into slavery, but they're going to be born slaves.
Yeah.
And the thing is 1,000 years of us sitting back watching them suffer.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
basically,
a long time. Remember, each day is gonna be very long.
It's gonna be probably like be 3 days. One day is gonna seem like 3 days.
Oh yeah. Because right now, man, the days are going by quick, man. Right now we'll go home before you know we're back here again, man.
Next week,
the Lord is speeding things up, man. But everything will be back to normal again, man.
Yep.
Slow down nicely.
Just lucky because even when I'm at work, like half an hour feels like 5 hours, man. Because it's a very tedious thing to do. I don't want to be working.
Time goes slow when you're not having fun.
Exactly. Yeah.
They say time goes fast when you're having fun.
Yeah.
So that's another part to it. Yeah.
You know that when we do get in the kingdom, it's not finished. There's still prophecies that need to be fulfilled.
Yeah.
There's still things within the Bible that need to be fulfilled. Esau's eradication. Okay, so we're going to be 500 years in the kingdom and still certain prophecies haven't been fulfilled yet, man. You know what I'm saying? The releasing of the heathen.
Yep.
It says they spent 1,000 years and then they give them a part. It's in Revelations.
Yeah.
So say what did it say? Because the dead shall be loosed or something like that. Season
I think it's in Revelations, the 20th chapter.
20th chapter. It goes that we will reign with Yahushua 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Then it goes into the dead.
Live not unto the 1,000 years.
Yeah, something like that, something to that effect. So even though that prophecy needs to be fulfilled, you know what I'm saying? So like we gotta let the Lord's will be done. It might be in our will just to create things how we want to, but we gotta let the heathens. The Lord's will is that the nations have to suffer.
Serve captivity.
So we gotta let the Lord's will be done.
Yep.
You know.
And we can't cry about it if they suffer. We can't get upset. They gotta suffer, man. And plus they gotta suffer because of what they did unto Zion too. Go on, brother.
So back in Isaiah 60th chapter, this is verse 10. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls.
Right, see? And the sons of thy strangers shall build up thy walls. So if you want to build your palace the size of this friggin' park over here, damn it, you can have that. That's the kind of power we're going to get. So like I was saying, it's best that we do this work and we stay in this truth to the very end. Because there ain't nothing here. We're not living on life here. So we might as well seek for a life to come, knowing that this is what we're going to get. These are the things that we're going to get. These are the things that were promised unto Jacob, down to his sons. When you read Genesis, the 27th chapter, the blessings of Jacob. So we're going to experience the promise or the blessing of Jacob. Go on, brother.
And their kings shall minister unto thee.
And even their kings are going to be servants. The word minister just means a servant. Go on.
For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee.
So that means even Rothschild, that means the self-proclaimed queen, when she has no power anyway. Right? And the prime ministers of the world and all of the elite governing families around these different nations, they're all going to become servants for our sakes. That's power for your ass. Go on, brother. That you're able to take down those that were once in a royal sect and bringing them down to servitude, man. That's power.
Destroy their pride.
Destroy their pride, yeah. Go on, brother.
This is verse 11. So it says, therefore thy gates shall be open continually.
And you see what's heavy, right? Because right now, we're being violated every day. Our egos are being violated every single day. But guess what, man? This is why we got to give all. This is why we got to clap to the Lord. Giving all praise and glory to Yahweh. Because, man, when the Lord bless us, brothers, it's going to be a blessing like no other, man. It's going to be something out of this world that we've never even experienced in a day of our lives.
I've got a quick precept for that.
Go on, bro.
Isaiah 64:4 says, for since the beginning of the world, men have not heard nor perceived.
That's the one right
by
there.
the ear, neither have the eye seen. Oh, Yahweh, beside thee, what he had prepared for him that waited for Salafi. I'll read that again. It's Isaiah 64:4 says, for since the beginning of the world, men have not heard nor perceived by the ear, neither have the eye seen. Oh, Yahweh, beside thee, what he hath prepared for him that waited for him.
And that's heavy because, like you said, the bar, right? You made mention on how the earth is going to expand according to the scriptures. You know what that means? That means more wealth. Because where does wealth come from? Wealth comes from the ground.
Right.
And Esau knows this, and this is why, like back in the Empire of Greece, they had these gods. Now the god of riches, I think it was named Pluto, which was the god of the ground, so to speak. So if they would worship Pluto, they believe that they became rich because they would serve that god, so to speak. But the point I'm trying to make is the more land you have, the more abundant you become in riches.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be more richer than all of the empires put together.
Yeah.
One brother's gonna probably be walking around with probably a gazillion or something, man. You know, like we're gonna have money galore.
And to a point where it won't even matter, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the term I like to use, priceless.
Priceless, yeah.
Yeah, because
we're gonna be living forever. So imagine the amount of wealth we must have accumulated throughout the
thousand
millions of years that we've been on Earth. There's nothing to, you can't count it. There's no number. There's no actual numerical number to define how wealthy we are. We're far beyond Esau's wealth.
Right.
That's bad.
Because in the
That's
scriptures,
that's he just one mortal. We're going to be immortal. We're going to live 1,000 Edomite lifetimes.
Woo!
Billions of times over. So we're literally going to be beyond what we've ever thought we were going to be, man.
because
The amount of wealth, we can have planets storing wealth. Storing our wealth.
And also as well, we're going to be more wealthier because we're going to have equity. Even our own houses are going to be worth something. Because what is our house going to be made out of? Gold, silver, tungsten, whatever you want.
Blowing my mind already, man.
Our streets are gonna be paved with gold, man.
Equity again. The equity goes up again.
Paved with gold. That's how rich you are, man. You pave your streets with gold, man.
Gold's gonna be common in that day.
Yeah, you know.
Blowing my mind, man.
Because right now in the scriptures, right? If for example, man, like, if let's say I've got a son, he's got a daughter, you know, there's a bride price to be paid for the daughter, man. You know, but now, man, if I have a chest full of gold, you go give to the brothers for your daughter. You look at it, man. You know, I've got a whole banker full of gold, man. You know.
But what the Most High has done, he's by putting us through this. If he didn't put us through this, we would look at it as common. But because we've been through this now, we're gonna. If we compare it, the Most High is gonna bring these. Well, we can be able to look at that past and just say, whoa. Imagine I had my little coin back in the day, my little sovereign, one of them there, and now we're gonna. If you compare it to what we got now, you're gonna say, boy, this is beautiful.
Well, that's what Paul said. What did Paul say? Paul said, our afflictions right now cannot be compared to the eternal glory. He didn't just say glory; he said eternal, meaning it's gonna be forever. So if our glory is gonna be forever, we're gonna have riches forever as well, like you were speaking about.
Exactly. It's not gonna be. The thing is gonna be more of us thinking more from righteousness and wisdom. Like wealth is not going to be a thing because we're going to have everything, so that's not even going to be a concern for us in the kingdom. But going back to what you said something about riches, wealth comes from the ground. That's why people went to war. People went to war over wealth, over resources, over land, man. Because land produced wealth, gold, water, resources.
If you came from gemstones as well.
That's why men went to war, man. Men went to war with other men to gain land, man, to expand their territory, man. And for obviously women, like stuff like that. But mainly for like territory, for their own survival. Why do you think Esau went around the world? He came out of nowhere and he conquered places like Africa, the Americas, because of the resources, because of what was there. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's why. So like I said, going back to you.
And just to continue where you left off at, and this is why you have certain European countries that are very rich today, that are good in terms of their economy, because they're sucking their resources from Africa, like France, and different parts of what am I saying? Different parts of Africa. Okay. Because of what the resources. So we're going to, and also when we read, we can't forget about, since we're talking about wealth and resources, we can't neglect, what is it, 2nd Ezra 6th chapter. We got to bring that out. Go on, brother. Read that. Let him read this, Baba Kushan. Read that.
So just back in Isaiah 16:11, therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be bought.
So this is going to be our beginning. This is what it's going to lead up to. So we're not always going to be in the ghettos. We're not always going to be creating this stupid ass rap music. Got the world laughing at us like we're a bunch of clowns. It's not always going to be like this anymore. But we're going to be noblemen of royalty, and we're going to be noblemen of royalty forever. We're going to have an everlasting kingdom according to Daniel's 7th chapter. So within that everlasting kingdom, all we're going to accumulate is wealth. And we're going to have a class about us, man. But let's read that again. I want to get back to this point here.
This is Isaiah 16:11. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. they shall not be shut day nor night.
And why would the gates be open continually? Because all you're going to have is nations bringing out goods, man. Continually bringing out goods, and we're going to be getting goods for days.
Yep.
And even just on that, we're going to be rich.
Right.
Forever. Our gates will be open forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they show you that in the Ten Commandments when obviously they made it. They made the scene for TV, right? When Moses came back unto Pharaoh to say, "Let my people go," and he was in line with all these other kings from all over the world, and then they would have the guy calling the king from Sheba or whatever, and then he would say, "Oh Pharaoh, here's my stuff." Then he would move, then the next one would come,
bringing gifts.
and it's just a long line of people bringing gifts to the king. Man. You know, that's what it's gonna be like for us, man.
Yeah.
You know.
And as we just read in this particular chapter, I believe, it says that even sons will be carried on their shoulders and their daughters.
Okay.
So it goes back to what we were saying before. When you own land, you have to also own people too of that land.
Yep.
And I'm going to go back to what the water was saying about going to war, because the reason why you also went to war is to own a portion of their land, and also you can own them in the means.
Yeah.
This is real life. This is not some BS we're talking about. This is how empires are structured. One nation conquers another nation, and they take all of the resources out of that nation, and they become the empire they become right now. Go on, brother.
So just
so when I don't cut you, brother. So when you got people talking about, right? Oh, well, we supposed to all come together and build together. That's not how the Most High intended that to be. You're going to have wars amongst nations. That's how the Lord created everything to be. There's no such thing as the human family getting together. You're going to have a group of people, a group of nations that are going to override over other nations.
Right.
That's always been like that for the past, 4,500 years of creation. Okay? Go on, brother.
So verse 12, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish.
Yep.
Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
Right, so it's going to be compulsory, mandatory for them to serve us. And there's a scripture that says too, if they don't come before and serve the Passover, the Most High is going to pretty much dry out their crops. They're going to have a complete drought. So it's going to be mandatory that they're going to serve us. It's not going to be no revolts. Oh, I don't feel like doing this today. Oh, I do what I want to do. No. You're going to be put to work. Because we got a kingdom to build up, man.
Their livelihood's dependent.
Yeah. Go on, read on, brother.
So
we're going to have manpower. Go on, bro.
Verse 14, so it says, the sons also of them.
Yes, really good. Okay.
Yeah, so verse 14, so it says, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee.
Yeah, that means all of them nations that look down upon us, that hurt us, some kind of form of fashion, they're going to come before us and serve.
We've got this precept.
Yeah, read that, bro. Okay, let him read that, because there's just one precept. Go on.
This is Psalms 104, verse 12. That our sons may be as plants grown up in their youth. That our daughters may be as cornerstones, polished after the similitude of a palace.
Right, so in other words, the Israelite woman, she's going to be adorned and taken care of. She's going to be beautiful.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's what that goes into. Our women are going to be just like as beautiful as a gemstone.
Yeah, no more weaves.
No more weaves, none of that nonsense. Now they're going to have the time
Our hair
to do
gonna
their
grow
hair.
now.
Yeah.
Because right now they have to work, they have to take care of the children. But all they're going to have to do, they're going to have all the time in the world to take care of themselves. Because we're going to have abundance of wealth. Go on, bro.
It says that our garners may be full, affording all manner of store.
Right.
That our sheep may bring forth thousands and 10,000s in our streets.
And that means we're going to have ownership of animals too, which again comes with wealth. Go on.
That our oxen may be strong to labor, that there be no breaking in, nor going out.
Yeah.
That there be no complaining in our streets.
Ooh, there'd be no complaining in our streets. That goes back to Isaiah the 60th chapter, where we're not gonna hear any form of violence in our cities.
Right.
So there's not gonna be a complaint in the street. Oh yeah, Isaiah 60, 4, where it says the Lord will create a rejoicing city.
Right.
That's what that's going into. Go on.
That there be no complaining in our streets. Happy is that people
Once he reads that and you read
that is in such a case.
Yeah.
Yea, happy is that people whose God is Yahweh.
Right, happy is that people that God is Yahweh. And we're going to be, we're going to be happy like we've never been before.
I've got a quick one, yeah?
We're going to have a lot of serotonin going through our brains. How about that? Go on, bro.
Psalms, a quick one, then you finish off
Yeah,
your
yeah.
one. Psalms 145, 4 says, 14. The Lord.
He was reading Psalms 144. You're reading Psalms 145.
Yeah,
Go on,
can't.
bro.
The Lord upholdeth all that fall, and riseth up all those that be bowed down. The eyes of all wait upon thee, and thou giveth them their meat in due season.
So
Last one.
Yeah, go on.
Last one.
Yeah.
Thou openest thine hand and satisfy the desire of every living thing. One more, last one. The Lord is righteous in all his ways and holy in all his works.
That's right.
And that's what we're going to experience. We're going to experience getting the things that our hearts desire, man, of his creation. Yeah, so continue to read that, brother.
Yeah, I'm done.
You done? Okay, yeah, read that, and then we're going to finish this off, and we're going to close out. Go on.
Yeah, man. This is what, Psalm 68.
And see, just by going on talking about what we're talking about right now, this shit is supposed to be comforting, man. It's supposed to put a smile on your face. Because all week, man, we're miserable gets. And that's really because we know what situation we're in, and we know that this society is shit. It's shite.
Right.
You know? And we're not living according to we're not getting the things that we want, man. As Israelites. Go on, bro.
Yeah, this is talking of, that praise, man, a song of praise. This is Psalm 68, and I'll start from 3, and it says, but let the righteous be glad, let them rejoice before their power. Yea, let them exceedingly rejoice.
We are going to exceedingly rejoice. Why? Because we're going to be exceedingly abundant, man, in everything that we desire. You got brothers, they may want 1,000 women, they may want 4,000 women. Whatever it is that they don't have on their side, they're going to have it by the abundance, man. That's going to make us rejoice evermore. Go on.
Sing unto the Most High, sing praises to his name, extol him that rideth upon the heavens, by his name Yah, and rejoice before him.
Yep, and you know what too? We're going to have all kind of, we're not going to just have houses. We're not going to just have thousands of houses. We're going to have thousands of palaces, and the palace is big. So if you got 1,000 of them bad boys, man, that means you in a high position right there, man. You in a very high position. Yeah, turn that around. Salaki, man. I've been showing that side of the sun for a long period of time. Go on, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna just jump down to verse. I'll start from verse 32. Sing unto the Most High, ye kingdoms of the earth, and sing praise unto the Lord. To him who rideth upon the heaven of heavens, which were of old. Lo, he doth send out his voice, and that a mighty voice. Ascribe ye strength unto the Most High. His exceeding excellency is over Israel, and his strength is in the clouds, those chariots. And the Most High, thou art terrible out of thy holy place. The power of Israel is he that giveth strength and power unto his people.
Brother, brother, you that's wrong, man. You can't say that. He ain't the power of all of it. He ain't the power of just Israel. He's the power of everybody, right?
It says in verse 35, O the Most High, thou art terrible out of thy holy places. The Most High or the power of Israel.
Yeah, so the scriptures declared right there. Whatever you want to say, oh, that's the New Testament. No. This is what the scriptures is saying. Also, the New Testament speculates on this as well, right? That the Lord is a power unto Israel. So this is our power. So therefore, if this is our power, he's going to give unto us the things that he has promised unto us. And also, there's a covenant that he established between himself and the nation. All right? He didn't establish no covenant among the other nations. Anyway, let's read on.
And it's he that giveth strength and power unto his people.
Right.
Blessed be the Most High.
And we're gonna have that by the abundance. All that what was written there. So yeah, let's so we'll finish.
Yes, that's it. Man.
Okay, yeah. So let's finish that now.
Yeah. So this is back in Isaiah 60 and 14. So it says, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. And they shall call thee the city of the Lord.
And it's going to be declared all around, baby boy, that we're going to be the city of Yahweh. We're going to look the part. We're going to have to